Every day, mankind perseveres with the search for life on other planets. Billions have been invested by various groups and institutions in pursuit of the answer. Regardless of who is searching, the method is always the same. The very first thing that scientists and astronomers search for on any suitable planet, moon, or asteroid is evidence of water. Water is undoubtedly considered by all academics and all rational human beings as the most basic fundamental building block for the existence of life. If water is so important, surely we should be protecting and preserving our supply voraciously. We should be managing its availability and purity as a resource and ensure that nothing endangers our access to the lifeblood of mankind. While the importance of protecting our water supply may seem self-evident, the reality could not be further from the truth. As beautiful as the footage of this foam covering the Hennops River may seem, its origins are far more sinister. This foam is a direct result of the presence of human sewage in the water. There is so much sewage in the river that it's impossible to distinguish mud from sludge. Aside from the environmental impact of the human waste infecting all river systems in Gauteng, the impact that this situation has on our potable drinking water is of grave concern. As always, the answer to this question is a complex and intricate web of circumstance, mismanagement, lack of resources, and corruption. The problem begins with a total lack of service delivery and basic infrastructure in the townships surrounding these river systems. A total failure on the part of local and municipal government to provide basic infrastructure and ablution facilities for the citizens of these townships. This has resulted in the total destruction of the wetlands and contamination of the river systems. To add fuel to the fire, many of our sewage treatment plants are either defunct or operating at extremely reduced capacities, thus exacerbating the problem. There are many recorded cases of sewage leaks and overflows from treatment plants flowing into various different rivers throughout Gauteng.
The wastewater treatment systems within South Africa are generally under huge pressure, mainly due to a lack of management and maintenance, due to budget cuts, and due to issues relating to competency and capability of the people running them. We do have bright areas, we do have some very competent people, but they tend to be hamstrung by what's going on around them, particularly around political priorities or budget allocations that are cut. And that's resulting in breakdown of infrastructure, old infrastructure that's not being properly maintained or replaced, and waste treatment works that aren't getting the full engineering upgrades and refurbs that are required to cope with the increased urban pressures that they are being subjected to.
At this point, any human being should be deeply concerned with the current state of affairs. This, however, is only the beginning of a very bleak tale. In addition to sewage contamination, the very same failures on the part of local and municipal governments have resulted in an unbelievable volume of litter and waste polluting the rivers. Once again, the problems originate in the townships, where a total absence of waste management services exists. Litter and waste are either thrown into the river or are simply left in the street to be washed away by the next downpour or thunderstorm. The net result is literally metric tons of plastic, styrofoam, tin cans, and sanitary products polluting the rivers in such large volumes that in some places you're able to walk across the river on islands of waste without ever getting wet.
Yeah, these rivers mostly originate in strong fountains like the Kolfontein that we've been busy on. So the problems there are very great. The main problem is these wetlands shouldn't ever have been inhabited. So now they're in the middle of very tightly packed settlements. There's a lot of sewage leaks coming in there. The people are really using these rivers as dumping sites, basically because all of their plastic and everything gets washed away. So it's almost like an open sewage system. The rivers are looking terrible up there. Big problem is that the guys are dumping next to bridges. There's not really proper facilities. You don't see many bins in the township. So I think the main thing would be to provide proper facilities and to provide proper rubbish removal up there, and that would then slowly, I think, take care of the solid waste, the plastic problems. At the moment they're living in very unhealthy situations, and even the invasion in the wetland, it's very dangerous. If those rivers come down, there's going to be lives lost there. So I think that thing really needs to be looked at very seriously and very quickly.
When looking at this problem over time, we are not only astounded by the scope of the situation and the sheer scale of any viable solutions, but we've been left in awe by the seemingly disjointed and fragmented approach of the numerous groups whose very purpose it is to find and provide solutions to these problems. There is no overriding strategy linking independent efforts, no coordination of projects, minimal communication between various groups, and no feasible long-term plan in providing a total, comprehensive and sustainable solution geared towards solving the issues on a permanent basis. Therefore, we have launched EcoDrive, whose purpose it is to unite the splintered NGOs and environmental groups in order to present a unified front, to create a viable action plan that presents the possibility of a long-term solution, to create an overall strategy in terms of dealing with various environmental issues, to secure funding for environmental projects, to act as a nexus through which other smaller projects can secure funding, and to provide accountability for these projects, to make these solutions self-sustaining and a way of life by shifting mindsets within the community. In cooperation with our strategic partner Spliced Media Group, we use media as a form of drawing attention and awareness to projects that require funding, to use social media and awareness of the state of environmental affairs to muster support and apply pressure to industry and local government in order to achieve visible results. We at EcoDrive find it counterproductive when organizations choose to treat the symptoms rather than the disease. We feel that there is little point in cleaning the oceans, coastal cities, towns, or the rivers running through the heart of South Africa without addressing the root cause of the problem. As fast as you clean coastal river systems, wave after wave of new contamination arrives with each high-fault thunderstorm, as all the pollutants invariably wash into the sea. Logic dictates that ground zero needs to be where the rivers break daylight. For this reason, we have decided to target the Hennops River at its source in the Kolfontein wetlands, which is surrounded by the ever-expanding Kolfontein Township. We at EcoDrive understand that changing the mindset of the community and dealing with the infrastructure and service delivery crisis are key to the long-term solution. Our proposal for Phase 1 is as follows: the provision of 10,000 refuse bins for the district of Kolfontein, the implementation of a collection service for the refuse in Kolfontein, the supply and installation of ablution facilities within the Kolfontein Township, the launch of an education program or drama geared towards creating community awareness in terms of the importance of solving the problem at both school and community levels, the introduction of a rewards-based system for community involvement in the collection of recyclable waste, the actual cleanup of the wetlands and river for up to 20 kilometers from the point of origin, the reintroduction of effective microorganisms to decontaminate the wetlands and rivers of sewage and the resulting sludge, The purchase or rental of a property large enough to accommodate a waste sorting and recycling facility near the township, so as to limit logistical costs. The purchase of recycling equipment to convert waste into biodiesel. The wholesale of biodiesel in order to fund our ongoing rewards-based program for community waste collection. As should be evident, we've invested significant time and energy into the formulation of this strategy. It is our vision that Phase 1 of the Hennops River project will merely be the first step in terms of breathing new life into the entire water system sustaining our great nation. Over the next 5 to 10 years, it is our mission to see children swimming in these rivers without fear of toxic exposure, contamination, or pollutants. In addition, we'd like to set the example as an organization that actually achieves long-term lasting results through a logical approach to problem solving and being the difference we hope to see. We extend an open invitation to any and all groups who share our values and commitment to real environmental change. Join us on our crusade. If you as an individual would like to get involved, you are more than welcome to contact us. And if you like what we're doing, would like to support our cause, consider contributing to our Patreon. If you can't do any of this, please like our video, subscribe to our channel, and share. Remember, if not you, then who? And if not now, then when?